the example 2/5 x equals 12. Let's break down this equation. 12, you have to times it by the denominator 5, and then you have to divide it by the numerator, which is 2, and the answer would be 30. Let's start with example 2, the one you're going to be working with. 4/5 x equals 20. That's the right answer. Let's start with lesson 2. Two-step equations was an equation that needs 2 steps to solve the equation. Start with example 2. 2x plus 4 equals 8. Now, first you have to subtract 4 because you have to do the opposite of what it says, and you have to subtract this from the 8. Okay, and then that before, and bring down the 2x. 2x, and then you just divide 4 from 2, and x equals 2. One-on-one time. 3 is translating sentences into equations. So you basically translating sentences into mathematical equations. Start with example 1. 15 increased by the quotient of a number and 6 is 5. So let's break this equation down. When translating sentences into equations, you have to find key words. For example, in this example, they use the word increase, which means another word for add. So put 15 plus the quotient of a number and 6. So it'd be, since it's a number, we're gonna put n over 6, and is another word for equal, so it would equal 5. 4. Since we moved on to lesson 4, we'll be talking about solving equations with variables on both sides. With this first example, 8 plus 6d equals 5d. First, you have to do the opposite of what it said. So instead of adding 6d, you have to subtract 6d from both sides. From both sides, which will equal -1. And then you have to bring down the 8 down here. And then you have to divide both sides by -1. And d would equal -8. Lesson 5 talks about solving multiple step equations, which is an equation that needs 2 or more steps to solve it. Let's start with this first example. 15 parentheses 25 plus d parentheses equals 420. So first you have to multiply 15 times 25, which will equal 300. And then you have to drop down, you still have to drop down the 25 plus d, okay? And then bring down the 420. And then you have to subtract 300 from both sides, which will equal 120. Then you have to bring down the 25 plus d. And then you just divide 25 from both sides. In return, d will equal 4.8.